Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're a married couple in love that loves the Marvel Cinematic Universe so much that we rated our 100 favorite MCU characters. And this is our countdown list for that. So these are numbers 51 to 60.
If you're wondering why this is numbers 51 to 60 in our top 100 list, it's probably because you missed out on our other films. So if you haven't seen them, we have done films for every 10 characters in process of elimination to count down our favorite 100 characters. So check out the YouTube card. So kicking us off today is number 60, Dr. Christine Palmer. The character in the film was a disappointment to me, but the actress was so wonderful at playing the character that I somehow wanted more of this character, who otherwise was kind of a fluff role.
She actually almost didn't even make it onto our list. Bethany originally wanted to exclude her from the top 100. I fought to keep her in, and then as we were going through, ranking characters, she kept getting bumped up more and more and more. And then finally, when she got to number 60, I was like, all right, she can't go any further, and she might actually fall on our list because, unfortunately, the news that we've heard is that Rachel McAdams will not be reprising her role of Dr. Christine Palmer in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, Madness in the Multiverse, which is
a huge disappointment because honestly, it was Rachel McAdams' portrayal of Dr. Christine Palmer that really saved this character.
Yeah.
Everything is about you.
We will definitely be missing Rachel McAdams in this part.
Number 59 is Jarvis. So we separated Jarvis from Vision, even though, Jarvis ends up Vision ends up absorbing Jarvis. But I think it's like bits of Jarvis anyways. So Jarvis is just, artificial intelligence. And, but he is, next to Happy, Iron Man's best friend.
So there are still terabytes of calculations needed before an actual flight is a
Jarvis, sometimes you gotta run before you can walk.
Jarvis is really Iron Man's Alfred from Batman. He is that totally proper, conveniently also British, conscience, but also assistant, also information provider. So he's the Alfred. This brings us to number 58, which is Goose. You may not remember who Goose is. The name might not be super memorable, but he was in Captain Marvel.
Also in Top Gun.
Oh, you kill me. You really do.
No. There's two O's in Goose, boy.
Don't think Top Gun. This is different from Top Gun. This is the Goose from Captain Marvel. Conveniently also a film with a heavy aviation factor. Goose is the cat. And so this cat is pretty special.
We are dog people, but this cat is ranked higher than any dogs on our list. Ranked higher than Anthony, ranked higher than Fenris. So that says a lot about a cat. Number 57 is Hank Pym. Hank Pym is on this list because he's the original Ant-Man, all right? And just right away, his first scene in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay, don't mess with Hank Pym. Yeah, we like this guy. In the first Ant-Man, I really liked him more because of his kind of a redemption story. Like him and Scott Lang's stories were very parallel, where they were both trying to redeem themselves, in their daughter's eyes. And so I really liked that whole mirroring of their two kind of storylines.
Which brings us to number 56, the Grand Master. So this character is eccentric. He's off the walls. He's also a little terrifying. The actor that they chose to play this was Jeff Goldblum. And I honestly didn't know what to expect with that. I think of Jeff Goldblum as Jurassic Park, and there's some eccentricity in his character for that. But this was really seeing Jeff Goldblum unleashed.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. He is a thrilling character. You never know what to expect with him. It's like watching a wild animal on stage. You don't know what's coming next, and that makes it really great.
This means go. Did you not get that? That's the universal sign. Was I not clear?
Number 55 is another very humorous character, Darcy. Darcy, in the first Thor, was a scene stealer, and really she was hilarious.
Meow meow? What's meow meow?
She is kind of like us. Is kind of brings us into that Thor world. She's kind of like who we are, like who we're viewing this Thor world as, because we're not all like brilliant physicists like Eric Selvig or Jane Foster, and we're not all Norse gods like Thor.
Speak for yourself.
I said we're not all Norse gods like Thor. I mean, there are some normal folk out there as well.
Darcy's also really enjoyable for me in the audience because I was really thrilled that we had the funny sidekick to one of our heroes. It's a role that is so often played by either men or they put it in the hands of character actresses. And what I mean by that is they usually try to pick someone who's less attractive and not able to compete with the leading lady. However, I think in this one they gave us an incredibly attractive woman who also is hilarious. So it was very enjoyable to watch some of those stereotypes get shattered by this character.
Sounds like you got the hearts for Darcy.
I enjoy it. What can I say? This brings us to number 54, another badass female, although slightly less humorous. This is Agent Maria Hill.
She's Nick Fury's right-hand woman. And she's always there. She's always got his back through thick and thin. She's the one that really he relies on the most and he trusts the most.
Yes.
Even in Captain America the Winter Soldier, he didn't trust Captain America, he didn't trust Black Widow, but he trusted the secret of his fake death with Maria Hill.
She was the one and only one, apart from the doctors operating on him. She's also a normal human who faces extreme danger like Nick Fury and yet doesn't back down, doesn't show weakness, doesn't show fear. I always have to give a special shout out to the people in the Marvel Universe who are truly just human. And when they're running into danger with our heroes, there is something extra special about that kind of bravery that I think needs a little bit of an extra shout out.
Number 53, you kind of see a theme here. These are our funny characters kind of coming up now. Korg.
My name is Korg. I'm kind of like the leader in here. Over here. There's a pile of rocks waving at you. Here.
Korg from Thor Ragnarok. He was just, everything that came out of his mouth had me laughing. And he was hilarious.
I'm made of rocks, as you can see, but don't let that intimidate you. You don't need to be afraid unless you're made of scissors.
Some people didn't like Thor Ragnarok because it was too jokey. But I didn't know the comics that well as far as Planet Hulk was concerned. So I wasn't really familiar with Korg. What they gave me of Korg, I really thoroughly enjoyed. And I want more of Korg. That's another reason he's on here. He's on here because he stole some scenes. He's on here because I want more of him. And, when he came up on screen, I was like, yes, Korg! I love Korg!
I have to say, for a character that spoke so little and had so little screen time, he made such an impact because he's definitely a character that springs to mind whenever I think of Thor Ragnarok.
See you later, new Doug.
Number 52, Shuri. So Shuri is King T'Challa's brilliant, technical genius of a sister, who also happens to be the only one who can really dish it out to T'Challa in a sweet way. I think Okoye does it in a camaraderie way, and there's mutual respect between those two. Shuri does it in a sweet way.
In a sister way. In a very, sibling way.
Yeah, and there's so much love between them. You really get to see that. Shuri also, in addition to being brilliant, is really brave. She runs into battle. She's doing her best to also save Vision. Even though she's not one of our core hero team members, she has a huge impact in a lot of the plot lines going forward, and we love her.
Number 51, just outside the top 50, is Mantis.
I am Mantis.
She's sweet and she's adorable, and she's just kind of got this very naive, good-natured sense about her, very childlike almost, and she plays off really well with Drax. This is another character that I want more of, and I wanted to know more of, and really get to see her kind of personality evolve.
So this means that this rounds out our bottom 50 for our top 100 characters. If you haven't seen the other components to the bottom 50, do check out the YouTube card. Check out our other films. Let us know how you feel about these characters. If you agree with us, disagree with us, if you are a incredible fan of the comics and feel like they got some of them wrong in the films, let us know about that too.
For sure.
We are not as well versed in all of the comic books as we are in the comic films. So
So those were our favorite characters, numbers 51 through 60. But
they are definitely not definitive. I'm kind of hungry right now and I really want cashews, and I would love to throw a cashew at you.
you can throw a cashew at me later.
I will.